Plants are a very important part of our environment as they keep the air clean and produce oxygen for us to breathe. So, stick around to learn more about them. Now let's talk about leaves. The main function of leaves is photosynthesis, which is why they are green. The flattened portion is called a blade, and the stalk that attaches both leaf and stem is called a petiole. Although plants have different kinds of layers, the upper epidermis is the one that is mostly exposed to sunlight. Thus, it is the one that photosynthesizes the most. Water travels through the stem and evaporates inside the leaf through a process called transpiration. There are two types of leaves, compound leaves and simple leaves. The compound leaves are divided into several parts called leaflets, whereas the simple leaves have a blade that is not divided. This arrangement pattern is used to identify leaves. Some alterations are seen in plants like cacti, where the leaves have spines to protect the plant and reduce water loss. Others can trap insects to obtain nutrients, and some even contain poisonous chemicals like poison ivy. Flowers have 4 organs: sepals, petals, stamens, and pistils. Sepals protect the flower bud and are pretty much leaves wannabes. Petals are colorful and attract pollinators. Stamens are the male reproductive organs and pistils are the female reproductive organs. A flower with all 4 organs is a complete flower, and if it doesn't, then of course, it's called an incomplete flower. You don't say. Flowers reproduce whether it is through self or cross-pollination, through animal pollination or through wind pollination. Another essential thing about flower is that they can vary in the time of day or year in which they bloom the most. A short day plant flowers when the amount of darkness is larger. A long day plant flowers when the amount of darkness is fewer. An intermediate plant is stuck in the middle of a dark and bright day, whereas the neutral plant will bloom as long as it receives enough light to support their growth. Roots are the first structures to grow out of seeds. Their function is to absorb water and dissolve minerals to send to the rest of the plants and to support the plant against the effects of gravity. The structure of the root consists of many layers. The root cap covers the tip of the root to protect it from friction as it grows, while the epidermal layer covers the whole root itself. Below the epidermal layer is the cortex, which is involved in transporting and storing nutrients. Inside this is the endodermis. Encircling the endodermis is a waterproof strip called the Casparian strip. The layer at the center of the roots is the pericycles, which produces lateral roots. There are 5 types of root: fibrous roots anchor the plant and do rapid water storage. Modified roots supply oxygen to deeply submerged roots. Tap roots anchor the plant and are used for food. And adventitious roots, which support the plant's stem. Stems change in color due to the chlorophyll they have. For example, green stems can do photosynthesis because they have a chlorophyll supply. Stems support the plant's leaves and reproductive system, as well as transport water and nutrients to the rest of the plant through vascular tissues. These tissues are arranged in bundles, which distinguishes eudicots and monocots. The growth of a stem is a sign of production of cells. When a stem's diameter grows, it is to provide support. Growth rings form due to the production of xylem and phloem. With these, you can determine a tree's age. There are 5 types of stems. The tuber, bulb, and crocus are used for food storage. The rhizome and the runner not only do food storage but also take part in asexual reproduction.